Hi there. Welcome to Learn English Every Day.
Here, you'll hear slow, clear English to help you learn with ease.
Let's begin.
So let me just ask you a question. Do you go to the gym?
Mm-hmm.
Lift weights to make your arms strong, run on a treadmill to train your legs.
Most people would say yes, or at
Right.
least they know they should be doing that.
Exactly. We all get it. If you want a strong body, you have to physically train your muscles. But here's the surprising idea from the source material we're looking at today.
Go on.
Speaking English is the exact same process.
It really is. I mean, we often make this mistake, right? We think learning a language is, it's all mental.
Just happens in the brain.
Exactly. You memorize a list of words, you study a grammar book. But the research we're analyzing today, it argues that speaking is actually a physical sport.
A sport. I like that comparison. So today's deep dive is basically a practical workout guide,
It is.
but not for your arms or your legs. We're talking about training your mouth.
That's right. We're going to look at how to train the muscles in your face, your lips, your tongue, your jaw. The whole point is to help you speak English faster, more clearly, and, well, with a lot less effort.
I think so many listeners know this specific feeling. You're listening to something, maybe this, and you understand everything.
Mm-hmm. You know the grammar, you know the words.
But then you try to speak,
Yeah.
and what happens?
It just feels heavy. It feels slow.
It feels difficult.
Yeah.
It feels like your mouth just refuses to do what your brain is telling it to do.
And that's so frustrating. But if we look at the source material, there's a really simple reason for it. It's not that you aren't smart.
It's that your muscles are weak,
It's because your muscles are weak.
which is actually good news,
Hmm.
because that's something we can fix. So let's unpack this idea of the mouth gym.
Hmm.
The sources compare it to playing a sport like basketball.
Right. Imagine you understand all the rules of basketball. You know how to score points. You know where to stand on the court. But you've never actually, run around. You've never practiced throwing the ball.
So if you suddenly jump into a game,
You'll be terrible.
you'll be awful.
Your body won't move fast enough. You'll get tired almost immediately. And speaking English is the same. If you only study with your eyes and your brain, your mouth isn't ready to play the game.
That brings up a really interesting point from the research. It mentions this thing called a tired mouth. I've felt this before.
Oh, yeah. Describe that feeling.
Well, if I try to speak a new language for a long time, or even just do a really hard tongue twister in English, after a couple of minutes, my face actually hurts. My tongue feels, confused.
That is a real physical sensation. It happens because English uses specific muscles in very specific ways, and these movements might be completely different from your native language.
So if my first language doesn't use the tongue in the same way English does, those specific muscles are just weak.
Exactly. They're undeveloped. So when you try to use them suddenly, they get tired. They move slowly. And that is why your speech sounds slow, or maybe awkward. You're asking your mouth to do gymnastics it has never trained for.
That explains so much. It's why I can read a sentence perfectly in my head.
But when you say it out loud, you stumble. Precisely. It's that disconnect between the mental part and the physical part.
Okay, so before we get into the exercises, the actual workout,
Sure.
we should talk about the barriers. What stops people from being fluent? The source material points to 3 really common problems.
And the first one is a big one. It's what they call the translation pause.
Oh, I know this one.
Yeah.
This is when you think of the whole sentence in your own language first,
Mm-hmm.
and then you try to translate it into English word by word.
Right. And while your brain is doing all that hard work, your mouth stops moving.
You get those long, unnatural pauses.
It just kills the flow of a conversation. It also stops the momentum of your muscles. It prevents you from building up a rhythm. And that leads right into the second barrier the source mentions.
Which is
A fear.
the fear of making mistakes.
Yes. But here's the fascinating physical connection. When you're afraid of making a mistake, you physically close up. You don't open your mouth wide enough.
You sort of try to hide the words behind your teeth.
You do. And this leads to mumbling. Mumbling is just when you speak without moving your lips or jaw very much. The sound comes out flat, it's quiet, and for the listener, it is very hard to understand.
I've noticed that. When someone is confident, they open their mouth. When they're nervous, their lips are almost closed.
It's a protective mechanism. But for learning English, it's a disaster. You have to open the machinery to let the sound out.
And there's one more barrier mentioned, the robotic rhythm.
This is so common. English has a kind of music to it, you know. It goes up and down. Some words are long and loud. Others are short and quiet. But learners will often stress every single word equally.
Like aero, bought, spee, cam.
Exactly like that. It sounds unnatural. Our goal with this whole mouth gym idea is to train the mouth to follow that natural up and down wave of English, not just hit every word like a hammer.
Okay, I get the problem. I want to stop mumbling. I want to stop being a robot. Let's get to the workout. The source material breaks this down into steps. So step 1 is the warm-up.
Just like an athlete warms up before a race, you do it to avoid injury and perform better. An English speaker needs to warm up the jaw and the tongue.
It sounds a little funny, but it makes complete sense. So what do?
The source suggests a few very specific movements. We start with the lips. The exercise is just saying the sounds A, E.
Just the letters. A, E, O.
Yes, but you have to exaggerate them. This isn't about making the sound quietly. It's about stretching your face.
Okay, let me check the notes on the technique. So for A, I need to open my mouth really wide.
As wide as you can. Imagine you're at the dentist. You want to stretch those jaw muscles down.
And for E?
For E, you stretch your lips back into a huge smile. E! You should feel that stretch in your cheeks.
Got it. And O?
For O, you push your lips forward. Make a small, tight circle. Ooh!
So the sequence is open wide, huge smile, tight circle, A-E-O.
Exactly. And you do it slowly. You were literally waking up those muscles. You're telling your face, okay, it's time to work.
All right, my face is awake. What's next? The tongue. The source talks about tongue stretching.
This one might look a little silly, so maybe don't do it on the bus. But it's very effective. You just stick your tongue all the way out.
All the way out.
And then you move it. Move it as far left as you can, then as far right. Then try to touch your nose, so move it up. And then try to touch your chin, move it down.
Left, right, up, down. Why is that important?
It makes the tongue flexible. The tongue is a muscle, remember. If it's stiff, your pronunciation will be stiff. We want it to be loose and quick, so it can move fast.
And the jaw.
The jaw carries so much tension. The exercise is simple. Open your mouth as wide as possible, hold it for just a second, and then slowly close it. Repeat that a few times.
It's like a big yawn.
It is, yes.
Yeah.
It relaxes the hinge of the jaw so you can speak more smoothly.
Okay. We are warmed up. Step 2 in the source material is about pronunciation and mechanics.
Yeah.
This is where we target those specific sounds that are hard for a lot of people.
Right. And we're not just listening to the sounds, we are analyzing the mechanics. Where exactly does the tongue go?
The source highlights 3 sounds that usually need the most training. The first one is the classic TH sound, like in think or this.
This is a nightmare for so many learners because in a lot of languages, you never put your tongue between your teeth. It feels wrong.
It feels like you might bite it.
Exactly. But for English, you have to do it. The mechanic is simple. The very tip of your tongue must go slightly between your top and bottom teeth. Then you blow air over it. Thus.
So when you're practicing, you should focus on that physical position, not just the sound.
Yes. Look in a mirror. Say, thanks. If you can't see your tongue, you're not doing it right. You have to train that muscle to push forward.
Okay, next one is the R sound, like red or run.
The R is tricky. The instruction from the source is very specific. Your tongue should curl back slightly inside your mouth.
Does it touch the top of your mouth?
No, that is the most important part. It must not touch the roof of the mouth. If it touches, it'll sound like a different letter. For the English R, it just sort of floats in the middle.
It floats. Okay.
Yeah.
And how is that different from the L sound? The source contrasts these two.
They're opposites, really. For the L sound, like in light or love, the tongue must touch.
And where does it touch?
It touches the roof of your mouth, just behind your upper front teeth. You actually push against that spot. That's
So R is floating, L is touching.
it. And the strategy here is to practice these mechanics very, very slowly. Don't rush. Just make the sound, then the syllable. You do it until your tongue just remembers where to go.
Muscle memory. It's the key.
It's everything.
Okay, so we've got the mechanics down. Now we need to speed it up. Step 3 is building speed. And the source suggests tongue twisters.
Ah, yes. Tongue twisters. But we need to see them differently. They are not just funny games for kids.
No. So what are they?
In this workout, tongue twisters are high-intensity interval training for your mouth.
HIIT for your mouth. That sounds serious.
It is. The whole point is to force your mouth to switch between difficult positions very, very quickly.
Let's look at the examples from the source. The first one's a classic. She sells seashells by the seashore.
This one is designed to train the difference between the S sound and the SH sound.
Tease.
Exactly. She is SH. Sells is S. Your mouth has to change shape instantly. She sells. See shells.
If you try to say that fast, your tongue gets all twisted up.
At first, yes, which is why the rule is start slow, very slow. She sells seashells. Make the movements perfect. Only when it's perfect and slow, then you speed it up just a little bit.
Okay, there's another one here that looks even harder. Red lorry, yellow lorry.
Oh, that one is a killer. Red lorry, yellow lorry. It forces you to switch between that floating R and that touching L.
Red lorry, yellow lorry.
If you practice that for just 2 minutes a day, your mouth learns that switch. Then, in a real conversation, when you say a phrase like, I really like this, it just comes out smoothly.
I see how that works. You're overtraining the hard parts so the normal parts feel easy.
Precisely. You're building agility.
Okay, so we've warmed up, we've fixed our mechanics, we're building speed. Step 4 is real-world application. The source talks about moving from words to phrases and using a technique called shadowing.
This is a crucial step. In real life, we don't speak in single words. We speak in chunks of sound.
So we shouldn't practice the word how, then are, then you.
No, you should practice the whole phrase, how are you today? It should sound almost like one long word.
How are you today?
Yes. The source suggests you pick simple, useful phrases, things you'd actually say, like, I would like a cup of tea.
I would like a cup of tea.
Perfect. You practice that whole chunk over and over. Start slow, get the rhythm, then speed it up. You're training your mouth to dance through the sentence.
And to help with that, the source really recommends a recording technique.
This one can be painful for people. Nobody likes the sound of their own voice.
I hate it. It sounds so different in my head.
We all do. But that is exactly why it's so necessary. When you're speaking, your brain is busy with grammar, with vocabulary. You often don't even hear your own mistakes.
So you think you're saying think, but you're actually saying sink.
Exactly. But if you record yourself on your phone and listen back, you'll hear it right away. You'll go, oh, my TH sound was wrong there.
So the method is record, listen, find the mistake, and try again.
Yes, it's a feedback loop. It helps you fix your own errors.
And related to this is the technique called shadowing. A lot of language experts love this one. What is it exactly?
Shadowing is when you listen to a native speaker from a video or a podcast and you repeat exactly what they say immediately.
Immediately. Like not waiting for them to finish the sentence.
No, you try to follow them like a shadow, just a split second behind them. You match their speed, you match their music, their intonation.
So if their voice goes up, your voice goes up if they go fast.
Yeah. You go fast. It forces your brain to stop translating. You don't have time. You just have to copy the flow. It's one of the most powerful ways to get that natural English rhythm.
That sounds intense, but really effective.
It is. Even just a minute or two of shadowing a day makes a huge difference.
Okay, we have a lot of exercises here. Warm-ups, sounds, tongue twisters, phrases, recording, shadowing. It sounds like a lot, but the source material gives us a specific plan.
They do. And the best part is it's short. It's a 15-minute daily routine.
We can all find 15 minutes, so let's break it down. How do they suggest we use that time?
It starts with a warm-up. So, minutes 1 to 3. You do your AEO sounds, you stretch your tongue, relax your jaw.
3 minutes, easy.
Then minutes 4 to 6, you practice difficult sounds. Spend 2 minutes just focusing on TH or R or L. Really focus on the mechanics.
Got it.
Minutes 7 and 8, tongue twisters. Do Red Lorry, Yellow Lorry for 2 minutes. Start slow, get faster.
That's the cardio part of the workout.
Exactly. Then minutes 9 and 10, useful phrases. Pick a sentence like, "Can you help me, please?" and just repeat it until it feels smooth and natural.
And in the last few minutes?
Minutes 11 to 13, recording or shadowing. Either record yourself saying those phrases or shadow a short audio clip.
And that's it. Just 13 minutes.
Well, the plan is for 15, so you have a couple of minutes to switch between exercises. But yes, that's the core of it.
And the source emphasizes a golden rule here.
Consistency. It is so much better to do this for 15 minutes every single day than for, say, 5 hours once a week.
Because we're building muscle memory.
Exactly. Muscles need regular, consistent work to grow. You can't go to the gym once a month and expect to get strong. You can't practice speaking once a week and expect to get fluent.
That's a great point. It takes the pressure off. You don't need to study for hours. Just do your 15 minutes.
Just do the gym work.
So if you're listening, you have the plan, you have the exercises. Now you just need to do it.
The source material actually issues a challenge. It's a 1-week challenge.
Ooh, I like a challenge. What do you need to do?
Today, pick 3 tongue twisters. You can use the ones we talked about or find new ones, and then pick 5 useful phrases you really want to master.
Okay. 3 twisters, 5 phrases.
Practice them every single day for 1 week. Use the warm-up routine. And here's the key. Record yourself on day 1, and then record yourself again on day 7.
And compare the 2 recordings.
You will be shocked at the difference. Your clarity will be better, your speed will be better.
And I bet your confidence will be way higher too.
That is the most important part. Real confidence comes from physical preparation. When your mouth knows what to do, the fear starts to disappear. You stop thinking about how to move your tongue, and you can finally start thinking about what you actually want to say.
That's the goal, right? To communicate, not just make sounds.
Exactly.
So, start your mouth gym today. You don't need a membership. All you need is a mirror and 15 minutes.
Keep it simple, keep it slow at first, and just keep moving.
Thanks for diving in with us. Now go warm up those lips.